Hey guys, happy Friday the 13th. I actually like Friday the 13th. I always feel like they are like lucky days and stuff like that. I don't really know why they get such a bad rep. But yeah, so it's like, all right, it's Friday the 13th. I haven't done reading in a minute. So I'm like, let's pull some cards. Let's get some messages. I feel like the last week has been really like triggering and chaotic for a lot of people. A lot of like repressed emotions and feelings coming up, but also a lot of like clarity and epiphanies as that's coming up, specifically to do with relationships, your self-worth and self-esteem, just seeing things at like a higher level and helping you to empower yourself even greater, helping you to release people and situations that aren't good for you, that aren't healthy for you, and just helping you to handle things in a different way. Some of you guys are integrating lessons, is what Spirit just said. So like things that you've already been taught or you've already learned, you're actually integrating it now and implementing like whatever the information was that you learned before. So there's a lot of like, it feels like drastic changes right now, like a lot of drastic changes right now. As some of these things are closing out and you're healing some of these things and releasing, you're also like preparing for changes outside of you, like outward, external, like I don't mean internally stuff, I mean external changes to take place. So like you'll start seeing shifts, but for some of you, you probably already know you're being prepared for something else to come in for you, or like better things to come in for you. Some of your behaviors and your patterns might be changing too, and like how you handle things, how you see things, like what you do, stuff like that. But I'm just going to kind of pull some cards and see what Spirit has to say for us. And yeah, definitely I would say some advice too, because I feel like a lot of people are just in really heavy energy right now, and like they feel kind of stuck and not really sure what to do. So I'd say let's get messages and messages and advice. We got root chakra, which I got last time I pulled these cards too. And for some reason, let's say they're not coming out. With fertility, is that it? Okay, I guess that's all we're pulling. We got disruption was, no, we're not taking that. Solar plexus on the bottom. Disruption. Oh, they want me to show you the card like closer up. I'm trying to do it without the glare from the light. They're saying some of this is self-imposed restriction. Like some of you are actually not freeing yourself, and it's like you're scared to actually free yourself and step up. You're scared to actually have freedom and peace in your life. It's almost like some of you guys feel stuck in like heaviness because you're so comfortable or familiar with it. You know how to handle that. You know how to like keep walls up. You know how to keep people at a distance. If it's something, it could be any one of these or more than them. Also, if it's like something with pursuing your dreams, for some of you, it's like a lack mindset or fear mindset. So it's almost like I'll keep myself small so I can keep myself safe is what they're saying. But I just keep getting it's like self-imposed restriction. And it's like, you know, this is not something that like, I'm just telling you, like, I'm just saying, and you're like, you know, this for the first time, like you already know this, like you already know you're keeping yourself small. You already know that you're holding yourself back from what you really want. And it feels like this fear of actually stepping up. Just feels like a fear of stepping up for whatever. It might be, like I said, more than one thing, but like, I could cut myself on something, like a fear of like stepping up and actually having to live in like your alignment and your power and your energy. It's almost like some of you guys are more comfortable sitting in like your trauma or your inner child's energy instead of like your full, true, like divine feminine or masculine energy. We got root chakra and fertility. I don't know why they call it your base chakra, but so your root chakra, base chakra, whatever, it really signifies like stability, structure, safety. So like on the flip side, a lot of fears might be coming up, areas where things are unstable, things where they're not solid, where you're not living in alignment in some way. Like there's something where you're not living in alignment or your truth. And some of you is definitely gonna be relationship wise, which I think the last reading we got a lot of stuff was gonna happen with relationships. And funny enough, after I recorded it, I don't remember what the hell I said, I just remember something, they kept on saying the word relational because I thought it was a weird word. Like I don't use that word and I kept on hearing it. So that's how I remember what it was. But yeah, definitely me for sure. With this fertility card, yeah, I didn't even realize this, duh. Spirit's just saying, like, this is you actually softening your energy and opening your heart up and really, like, healing, like, any wounded feminine energy where you're guarded or your walls up that you used to do to feel safe. And, like, learning how to not do that. Like, learning, like, a healthy way of dealing with stuff. Learning how to communicate and how to truly stand in your power and not, like, trauma respond or conditioning response. As you do that, it's helping you open yourself up and actually like blossom and like expanding like your light energy, which is helping you, like they're saying, like catapulting you forward. It's actually helping you to move forward from the stuck energy. So the people like who are feeling really heavy or really stuck right now, your energy just feels like very weighed down or bogged down. There's something that you're not listening to, or there's something that you're not doing that you know you should. Something like that. And it just, I keep feeling all this heaviness and darkness, and it just feels like almost like gooey, like a heavy, thick, like black gooiness. And it's like pulling you like a sludge almost, and it's like pulling you down. And so your energy feels like if this is for you, your energy might feel like very dark, very heavy. It could be some of you around too or something, but you know, whatever. So, for whoever it is for, it's because there's something that you're not doing, something that you know you're not doing, and you're not living in your full truth. And because you have like these walls and all these blockages that you're basically putting up and you're ignoring, like it's actually keeping you stuck. And basically that energy is just staying in there and it's staying stuck. It's not moving around. It's just like building up, and it's like building almost like this sadness, this pain, this pressure. So like, I'm asking them like how to handle this, like how they think, like freeing yourself is what they're saying. Freeing yourself and doing what you know that you need to, regardless of your fears. Yeah, freeing yourself. Pretty much what they said. So if you already know what you need to do, then do it. If you don't know what to do, that message isn't for you. If you don't know what to do, then just kind of focus on what you're feeling, process your stuff. And if you want an answer or clarity, then you can ask Spirit or whoever, universe, whatever, excuse me, for clarity, and just wait for the answer. Then if you were supposed to make a decision or you were supposed to move forward with something, you would know what to do and you'd have clarity. So for the group that has clarity, Spirit's saying like, get your ass doing it. That's why you're feeling the way you're feeling, because you're out of alignment. And for the group who's feeling confused and they don't have clarity, you're supposed to be just sitting still and sitting kind of present and just feeling everything and letting it like kind of be what it is and not making a decision until the answer comes to you. So that group, you guys might have like a thing with patience and like learning to be more patient with waiting for the answer to come, and that you don't need to just jump and make decisions. Oh, we got vulnerability with empathy. Definitely like one or two more. Surprised the cards aren't like jumping out today. Normally I feel like jump out. Shit's hurting my hand. Okay, we got solution with problem on the bottom. That's pretty fucking funny. Ow. I literally feel like I cut myself. I can't tell if it's like a piece of glass in there or like I cut myself, which I'm like, I dropped a glass like in my bath. Yeah, but I didn't go in there when I got home. I don't know. I must have cut myself on something. Solution, problem, and then we got vulnerability and empathy with generosity and egoism. It definitely goes together. Oh shit, hold on. Yeah, that's right. Okay. This definitely feels very relationship related. It feels like problem solving together if it's possible. I think I talked about this, the imbalance in relationships last time. I can't remember. I've actually had a lot of this stuff coming up this week. I'm going to share with you what they just said. And this relates to me. This is kind of my own perspective, and they just told me to share this with you. So I'm the type of person who definitely like over empathizes with people, and I understand, you know, a lot of times why people do what they do. I can usually feel their energy or their trauma, so I understand. And what I've realized this week is that I'm allowing unhealthy or disrespectful or hurtful and harmful words, behaviors, you know, all this stuff in my life. And there's a difference between like, I can understand you and you're not doing it to personally or hurt me, for the most part, I'd say, for the people I'm talking about. And realizing that's the way you learned or something like that. But when that person has awareness and like I'm going to speak it from my perspective. When I have addressed these things, I've addressed my needs, I've addressed my feelings, and they get ignored, or there's an issue and it's always on my shoulders to fix it. It's always on my shoulders to put the effort in, put the time in, all this stuff. And everything in our relationship is to accommodate you, your needs, your feelings, your schedule. And there's nothing coming toward me as far as like doing things that I want to do, coming to me, you know, paying for stuff, like all these things where it's always just me giving and not receiving back. And I can't say like, oh, I don't receive back, but like when my basic needs and my feelings are being ignored and like deeper issues are what they are, like this is what I realized this week is these are patterns of behavior. And these are things that I've either brought to their awareness or they've brought up to me that they realize are problems and they're making a choice to not fix it. Because once you have awareness to something, it's a choice. If you don't have awareness to something, like we might subconsciously project and do stuff, but when you have awareness to something, you are actually making that decision. Like that is an actual conscious thought. And so like it made me start realizing that a lot of the dynamics in my relationships are not great. And it made me start realizing too, as I was healing some other stuff, is I learned a lot of this stuff was acceptable or okay behavior, because this is how my relationship started as a kid with my parents, with my siblings, stuff like that, my early childhood friends. And then it's all like, it's just been repeated. So it's been ingrained in me, like, this is okay. And one of the things that I realized this week is just because I'm not triggered by your projection, or just because I'm not triggered by you coming at me or dumping your shit on me, just because it's not fucking my energy up, doesn't mean that I should accept it. Doesn't mean that like I should be treated in that way. Doesn't mean that it's okay. And I've noticed like when people are mad, like they come at me, like personal or not, like they still come at me. They ask me for like the truth about something, and then I'm honest with them. And then they want to come at me and actually personally attack me, or they tell me, oh, I can't do this for you, or, you know, this, but then they do it for other people. And it made me just start realizing that like, not only am I seeing that you can, and you have the capability, and you know, it's something that bothers me because I've told you, you're making the choice to ignore my feelings. And I'm realizing a lot of my relationships are very one-sided, where it's me focusing on your needs and my needs. But when I discuss my needs, there's, you know, whatever the fuck it is, excuses. Oh no, it's always again on me to have to bring up a fucking issue, and never like somebody coming forward and repairing after they've said or done something like hurtful. It's always on me. Like, and it's stuff that you know is a problem, like treating somebody with basic respect or being rude to somebody, like, you know, you shouldn't be acting like that. And I shouldn't have to tell you not to act like that. And I shouldn't have to ask you for an apology. And I shouldn't have to keep saying these things to you. And so like, I don't know, it made me just kind of start looking at things different. Is when I'm in a relationship with you and you're telling me about your feelings or you're telling me about your needs, I'm listening to you, I'm present with you. I actually try to like meet you in the middle. Usually I end up doing it for the people, or I try to meet you in the middle as long as I'm fully able to do it. And it's like, if I'm unreliable, which is very rare, if I cancel plans, also very rare. If there's something I do or don't do, it's very rare occurrence, and it's an exception to the rule. Whereas I'm realizing the patterns of the most of the time, they're actually not doing this. Most of the time, it's actually their needs and not mine. And so I'm like, just because I can understand it, just because it doesn't trigger me, doesn't mean I'm going to fucking tolerate it anymore. And I think it's like, and that's kind of like the vibe I got with this is, it's like, knowing like what you deserve and knowing what's a problem. And like, what are you okay with and what are you not okay with? And if I'm telling you I'm not okay with something and you continually do something I'm not okay with, that's telling me that you don't respect my boundary and you don't respect my fucking feelings. And a lot of times it's showing me how selfish people are. And to me, any type of relationship, there should be balance and reciprocity. And it should be my needs, your needs, our needs. And it should be us. It shouldn't be you. It shouldn't be me. It should be us. And of course, it's a give and take. So sometimes you'll give more, sometimes you give less. You know, people who make excuses like, oh, I'm so busy, or it's a timing thing or whatever. You make the time that you make and you choose to do what you choose to do. And I think I use that as an excuse a lot for people too. And I was like, Spirit kind of brought it back to me a few days ago. And they're like, yeah, no, girl, that's still not an excuse. And I was like, shit, yeah. When I was married, I was taking care of 2 kids full time, taking care of the house and pretty much every fucking responsibility, had an online business. And then I was also working a full-time job with on-calls, nights and weekends, working sometimes 60 hours a week. And guess what? Still return phone calls, still made time for my fucking friends and effort for my friends. So, and my kids and stuff like that. So it's like, it's really your choice and what you're prioritizing and not. How is that my responsibility to bear the full weight of everything on my shoulders instead of you actually going, you know what, let me adjust to also meet you in the middle so you're not having to do all the work. And it's like, I think a lot of times, like, if we've learned these behaviors that your needs are so important and everything matters and we want to take care of you and be good friends and good partners and good, you know, spouses or good parents or whatever, then like, we think that all we should do is focus on you and your needs. And so like on my end, a lot of times we felt like guilty or like our needs didn't matter. And if you're kind of where I'm at right now is like a leveling system where you realize your needs mattered, you started like healing stuff, you started dealing with stuff, and it's just like another level up. It's just like another layer to it. And sometimes like you question, like, am I asking for too much? Am I being needy? Like, is this just me wanting this, you know, like, oh, other people are busy or they have this going on and this going on. And I find that like when we're making excuses for people and it's a continual pattern of us making excuses for people, that right there should be a red flag to us that we're not accepting or listening to our needs or paying attention to them. And we're focusing too much on like your feelings. Like we're focusing on the wrong things. Like we're worried that you're going to leave. We're worried you're going to be mad. We're worried you're going to start shit. We're worried about whatever the fuck we're specifically worried about. And like, that's like to us to go, okay, like I need to actually step back and like look at this from a different perspective. And kind of what Spirit's saying, like, especially with your relationships with other people and yourself. The fuck was that? Oh, it's probably like a light scared the shit out of me. It was like a shadow on my back porch. I think it's like the light from the car. It looked like a bird or something flying down or somebody moving or something. Scared the fuck out of me. Anyway, like if this relates to your relationships and stuff like that, like try to look at them from a different perspective. Try to see things from like a different perspective and kind of see like what's going on with them at a deeper level and kind of see like, how are you showing up in your relationships? How are you asking people to show up for you? Like, are you respecting yourself? Are you respecting other people? And kind of look at the dynamics. And if you want to go deeper with it, you can look at like how your relationship was with your parents. Like when I had needs or feelings, was the environment open for me to be able to talk about it? Like, were they listening? Were they supportive? Like, how were they handled? You know, and stuff like that. And then look at like, if you have siblings, old friendships, things like that. And you'll start kind of seeing your own patterns. And then once you do, you're going to know how to handle it. You're going to know how to show up for yourself. If you're expecting other people to show up for you, it means you need to show up for you. And it's Spirit saying like, why do we settle in things? Like even like friendships, relationships, why do we settle in things? And we keep accepting things that we don't deserve. And if somebody can't show up for you and you can understand it, that's fine. If it's a situational, I feel like I can't talk randomly. If it's a situational thing, okay, fine. But if it's not a situational thing and it's an ongoing pattern, then that's something you need to ask yourself, am I okay with fucking accepting this inconsistencies or this lack or this whatever? And you need to like check in with yourself. What I'm also getting with this though too is like being like really vulnerable and open with yourself and really like asking yourself how you feel and being compassionate and understanding to yourself. And it feels like some of you guys are in conflict of, is this like a need? Is this a trauma? Like, is this because of that? Like, you're trying to understand it and figure out what it is. If you're in that energy, just feel the emotions and sit with it. And as you sit with it and you kind of understand like what really is going on, it might take a little bit, like a few days. Some of you might take like a few weeks or a few months, but just kind of sit with emotions and sit with the feelings and ask, like, ideally, if I can have this in a different way, what would it look like? And then kind of ask yourself, like, is this something I can communicate? Like, I don't want to get into like all the fucking different solutions you can do, but just kind of ask yourself questions. I find one of the best things for people to do when they're really confused about how they're feeling is explain it out loud. It could be to yourself. It could be a video journal. Explain it out loud and pretend like you're talking to somebody, like a friend, and then listen back to what you said and then ask, so if a kid, a friend, a family member, somebody I love or cared about, explain this to me, what would I say to them? How would I perceive this? Would I tell them that I think this is okay, or would I tell them no? What like advice would I give them? What would I tell them to do? And that's like a really good way sometimes to get like insight into yourself, because sometimes like we block ourselves because we're scared of like the answer, what we're going to hear, and we don't totally feel safe with it and stuff. I'm going to pull from here and then pull from the Archangel deck. This shit gave me such bad anxiety, man. I keep looking over there and I'm like, I know nobody's there, but it just like, it freaked me the fuck out. All like cameras and shit, but like, damn. Oof. Okay, we got Vast Universe. Nope, that's way too many cards. Decrease and the Honoring Path with the Loving Woman on the bottom. The Loving Woman, I just get being kind to yourself and like being like understanding and empathetic toward yourself and your feelings. Like some of you guys have a lot on your plate and it's like, it might feel overwhelming, or it might feel like you have like this endless task list. Just try to sit and be present with yourself and try to like calm yourself down, bring yourself back to center, and just like focus on you. Not if you can, try to focus on yourself and take time for you. And I just keep getting like being empathetic and understanding to like your emotional needs right now. Like some of you guys are definitely releasing like safety issues and stuff, and you're releasing like old traumas and old deeper feelings you didn't even know you had, that are like long ass cycles you didn't even know you were in. So as you're doing that, it might be really heavy energy, sometimes emotionally, but also physically it might be heavy energy. So like as that's going on, just try to be understanding and patient with yourself. Don't be forceful with yourself. Don't be mean to yourself. Don't call yourself names. Don't say you're behind. Don't do any of that shit. Like, be genuinely nice to yourself. Treat yourself the way you would treat a 5-year-old. If a 5-year-old was feeling that way, what would you do and how would you look at them? I find seriously sometimes it's the best way, like when you're going through stuff, to look at yourself, because a lot of people look at things through their parents or their childhood and the way they were taught to look at things. And if you look at it from a place of compassion and empathy and you're looking at a kid, then you're going to be able to see it in a different way without the trauma. You're going to see it from like a nurturing, loving way usually. Okay, so we got the Vast Universe. I forgot if I showed these. The Vast Universe. Decrease. The Honoring Path. Okay. So I keep seeing this like big ball of energy at like the top and stuff. And it's just like this swirling energy. It just feels like all this clearing, healing, like releasing and stuff like that. And it feels like letting go of emotions and pains and things that are weighing you back. It feels like Spirit is definitely guiding this to happen. And they're sending you like the right energy to help you end and heal cycles. As you're walking through that and you're stepping forward and you're working through that, it's helping you to actually like empower yourself and like come into like positive energy. Even if you're not feeling it right now, you're building this internal strength and you're building this like stable foundation within you. And that's what it's bringing you toward, which will at the right time open you up to your next adventure and your next path. That's part of your own spiritual journey, your own spiritual purpose. So like if there's something that you're desiring or you're wanting, like it's going to show up for you at the right time, but you have to be in the right place to openly receive it and to have the stability and the safety and the information you need in order for you to get it. So it's going to be, like I said, different for everybody. But I have been getting, for a lot of people, it's happening like this year, the beginning of next year. So, all right, let's do like one final message. What do you want us to know? And I just got from them is like a lot of you guys might be feeling your angels, spirit guides, like your spirit team around you. They might be giving you signs too and comfort and stuff. So if you're feeling like their presence, it is them. Or if you're feeling like they're sending you signs, they are. And they're also saying you can ask them for help. So they're asking for help. I tell people, I'm like, I literally ask for fucking everything. Like, everything. When I tell you everything, I mean literally fucking everything. So yesterday, I saw like some of my Amazon Prime shipments and stuff are going to be here today. And I'd ordered like a new printer. I'd ordered like a big thing for the shop. Like the Square Reader thing, like the big computer one. It was like over almost $200 off. I was like, shit, that's what's up, man. So anyway, Spirit probably guided me to it because I've had it in my cart for like fucking months. But anyway, so I'm like, I ordered some personal shit too. And I'm like, oh my God, like I don't want them to deliver this when I'm at the shop. So yesterday when I saw it was being delivered today, I said to Spirit, I was like, can you either have it come before I leave or like after I get home? And what happened? Yeah, so obviously it wasn't here this morning. And normally they deliver it actually in the afternoon when I'm home. Like they usually deliver it the afternoon, not late. So that's why I'd asked, because I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with that shit sitting outside, right? So anyway, literally I was at the shop like over an hour late talking to somebody. And then as like her and I got finished with our conversation, I actually got a notification and it was like, your shipment's 10 stops away. By the time I got home, they were literally like just pulled up and like he was bringing it up to the door. Like when I like got to my door and stuff like that, I was like, yay, thank you, Spirit. Like that's what's up, man. But I asked for like everything. Sometimes I can't figure out food. I'm like, can you guys help me? I'm hungry. I just don't know what to eat. Help me figure out food. I'm like, I got to go to like the court thing and get like paperwork, like the certified copy for something. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't had the energy to do it. So I'm like, can you guys like just remind me like what day, like remind me and just like let me know like what day to go, where I don't have to wait in line, where it can go seamlessly, blah, blah, blah. Also like I have to mail this into Social Security. I don't want to have to go to the like actual office. So can you help me find my Social Security card or help me to do it where I could like mail it in and not have to go to the office? I mean, like when I tell you I ask for everything, like dead ass, I ask for everything. Hey, I'm trying to find this for the business. Here's my idea. Can you help me find somebody or like something to do it? Like, and then sometimes people will literally come in the shop the next day and we'll get in a conversation. I'm like, oh shit, that's what I was asking about yesterday. You got to ask. It doesn't always come exactly when you ask. You have to wait for the right time. So for me, sometimes shit takes a few weeks to a few months. Sometimes it's immediate. It depends on what it is. Just trust the process. You don't have to trust, but I'm just telling you, like the process will work. Like just try to relax and try to trust it more and don't try to force it. And like, it will just show up for you at the right time. Like everything's just a timing thing. It'll show up for you at the right time. That's what's up, man. We got 10 of Michael. A situation has ended and you're finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. With the 9 of Raphael. Make a wish. Dreams become a reality. A joyful time of life. This feels like validation and also kind of just like inspiration for some of you who feel like whatever you're going through is never going to end, or that you're always going to feel this way, or that like whenever you get over this, like something else is going to just keep happening. In Spirit's saying like when some of like these bigger cycles end and stuff like that, like your dreams are going to come true. And what you want is going to come true. And like, it's okay and safe to trust. That's what they're saying. Like, it's okay and safe to trust it. Like, especially if you intuitively got it. Okay. And I just saw it was like 44 when I looked up. Okay. the world, and the Magician. A very happy ending coming full circle, spiritual growth and insights. With the Magician, you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear successful beginnings. So we literally got like the endings cards and the new beginning cards. Like this is literally the last card and this is literally the first card. So it's like, this is like the ending. I mean, it fucking says it. Happy ending coming full circle, and like you can manifest what you want, successful beginnings, which we got that with those two. They actually, now that I think about it, it's the exact same message. It's like you're free from a situation, you can have what you want. You're free from a cycle and you can manifest what you want. It's definitely, well, they just showed me when I was looking at this, like the masculines and stuff, and some of this feels like this masculine energy of resistance. Like it feels like this resistance energy for some reason. Some of you, it definitely feels like defeated energy, but some of you also feels like defensive energy and like a lack of like trust, like a lack of trust in yourself and the situation. Ask Spirit for help, ask your spirit team for help, and they will help you. Just tell them, like, say it to whoever. You can say spirit, you can say God, you can say universe, you can say angel, spirit team. Like, hey, whoever's listening, can y'all help me with this? You could just say it out loud, like whatever. And you can just tell them, like, this is where I'm not feeling comfortable. This is where I'm not feeling safe. Like, this is what I want. Can you help me to feel safe enough to receive it? Can you help me unblock anything that's standing in my way? Can you help give me a sign that's going to make me trust you? And you can ask for very specific things. I used to do that actually to help build up my trust that I have now. I used to be like, all right, if this is true or this is this, can you show me this? If this is not true, this is not this, can you show me this? And it would always like show up. Sometimes, like I said, it's a patience thing. You might have to wait like a day or two for it to show up, but it will show up. Like it will always show up. And you'll see it. You're not going to miss the sign because they will literally direct your eyes and your energy and attention to it. You don't have to look for it. Like they will literally, like, even if it's a song, they'll literally like pop your energy to pay attention. Like, you know how like when you're driving and you zone out and you like don't even realize you're fucking driving, and if somebody's about to stop in front of you, it's almost like you snap back into your body and you're like, and you pay attention like that. They will literally direct you to the signs. So you don't need to worry about it or anything like that. They keep showing me the 21 and the 1, like 211. Why you keep it? Oh, hold on. They just show me 211, 411, 611. If you're seeing those, this is like Spirit just saying, like if you're seeing 211, 411, or 611, this is Spirit just giving you the extra confirmation and validation, like that they heard what you want. And like you guys are working on it, like you're collaborating and you're working on it like together. They're helping, you know, bring you the stuff and you're doing the work to actually receive it and stuff like that. So seems like such a great message. I love the message too for freaking Friday the 13th. So anyway, if you're going through a lot of chaos and conflict right now and just things are really heavy, just remind yourself things will get better. Things will always get easier, and try to do something like nice for yourself. Definitely listen to your emotions and feelings, but just try to do something nice for yourself. Even if it's something small, try to just give yourself a little bit of like relief and just like something that you enjoy, and just kind of treat yourself and like help just kind of pull you from the heaviness. Like, you know, obviously we have to deal with certain things, but try to like surrender and accept it as much as you can, and stop trying to like force it to change or distract and all that shit, which just makes it bigger and worse. And try to sit in it, work through it, like feel everything. And then just, I don't know, I just keep getting like the message to do something nice for yourself, like something you've either wanted to be doing, or buying yourself something, or getting yourself some good food, or like a snack, or just buying. I know I said buying something, but I keep also getting just like buying something for you that you want, and just treating yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, just treating yourself. So I hope that this helps, and I hope you guys have an awesome night.